Of course. Fabulous at 50, 60 and beyond. The blouse secrets that instantly make you look younger, that no one is telling you. Hey there, my beautiful friends, and welcome. Alright, let's have some real talk. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You have a special occasion coming up, maybe a dinner with friends or a family gathering. You're excited. You open your closet, which is filled with clothes, and that dreaded feeling hits you like a ton of bricks. I have absolutely nothing to wear. So you finally pull out a blouse, one you used to love, but when you look in the mirror, your heart just sinks a little. And the questions start rolling in. Why does this make me look so tired? Why does this highlight all the things I'm trying to hide? Or the worst feeling of all, you just feel frumpy, stuffy, trapped in your own clothes. If you have ever, even for a second, felt that way, I need you to hear me. You are not alone. And I get it. I really, truly get it. Because the woman on the inside? She is vibrant and smart, and has lived a life full of incredible experiences. But sometimes the woman staring back from the mirror is telling a different, more tired story. A story you are done with hearing. Well, I am here today to tell you something really important. 50, 60, 70. This is not an ending. It is a powerful new beginning. This is our second act. This is our prime time. This is the chapter where we stop following the old, outdated rules and we start writing our own. And your wardrobe, especially something as simple as a blouse, can be your secret weapon to looking and feeling incredible. Or, it can be a silent saboteur, quietly stealing your confidence and adding years you don't have. And that is why I'm here. Think of me as your personal style guide. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the 7 biggest blouse mistakes that are secretly aging you. These are the things most people won't tell you. But more importantly, for every single mistake, I am going to give you the simple, elegant, and powerful fix that will have you feeling confident, full of energy, and proud of the woman you see in the mirror. Now, this isn't going to be a lecture full of complicated fashion rules. This is going to be a conversation. We're going to share stories, real-life examples from women just like us. Because great style isn't about your age or your size. It's about knowledge. It's about learning how to use light and fabric to celebrate your unique beauty. Every line on your face tells a story of a life lived, and our clothes should help us tell that story with pride and with joy. So, do me a favor. Give yourself the next few minutes. Pour yourself a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. Think of this as a date with a more radiant, confident version of yourself. Because I promise you, by the end of this video, you won't just see your blouses differently. You'll see yourself differently. You are a beautiful, amazing woman, and you deserve to look and feel that way, every single day. Let's get started. Alright, let's get right into it. Before we start calling out the blouses that are secretly aging you, I want to give you a powerful tool I call the 3-second scan. Honestly, this is a total game changer. It's the quickest way to look at any blouse and know instantly if it's going to be your best friend, or your worst enemy in your closet. It all comes down to just 3 key things. First up, the number 1 key. The neckline and the sleeves. This is where all eyes go first. I want you to think of your blouse's neckline as the frame for your face. Seriously, is that frame making you shine like the masterpiece you are? Or is it totally washing you out? Is it open and soft enough to show off your neck and flatter your jawline? Or is it too high, too tight, making your neck look shorter and basically swallowing your face whole? Let me tell you a quick story. For years, my go-to, professional, look was a stiff, buttoned-up Oxford shirt. I thought it made me look sharp, put together. Then I saw a picture of myself from a family brunch, and let me just say, it was a wake-up call. I looked so severe, so stuffy. That tight collar created shadows on my face and honestly made me look 10 years older. Have you ever had that feeling, like your own clothes are boxing you in? The very next day, I tried something different. I grabbed a simple, soft blouse with a V-neck. Not too low, just enough to show a little skin and my collarbone. And wow, it was like a light bulb went on. Standing in front of the mirror, I instantly looked brighter, lighter, my neck looked longer, and my whole face just seemed softer and more open. It's like the famous stylists always say, your collarbone is a woman's most beautiful, natural necklace. And that day, I finally let mine shine. That small change didn't just get me compliments, it changed how I felt. I felt more approachable, more confident, and more like myself, not someone playing a role. And we can't forget about the sleeves, right? Sleeves are a big deal. I know what we all think about as we get older, our arms. We all have that little area we're not so thrilled about. But instead of hiding them in long, tight sleeves which can actually make them look bigger, try what I call the magic length, the 3/4 sleeve. It covers the part of the upper arm we might be self-conscious about, but it shows off the slimmest part of your arm, your wrist. It's incredibly flattering. I love wearing my 3/4 sleeve blouses with a favorite bracelet. It just feels so elegant and intentional, you know? It's the perfect, sophisticated balance. Okay, on to the second golden key, and this one is what separates a cheap-looking top from a truly elegant one. It's the fabric and the drape, the very soul of the blouse. The fabric isn't just about how it feels, it's about the message it sends. Come on, be honest with me. How many of you have a blouse hanging in your closet that you bought because it was cute, but you've worn it maybe once because the fabric feels scratchy, stiff, or makes you sweat the second you put it on? Yep, we've all been there. I'll never forget this one time I had a big presentation. I bought this shiny polyester blouse because the color was great and it was on sale. Big mistake. I felt like I was wrapped in plastic. It was stiff, it didn't breathe, it totally threw off my confidence. The next time, I invested in a simple silk blouse. The difference was night and day. It felt like $1,000,000 against my skin, it moved beautifully when I walked, and it just looked expensive. I absolutely nailed that presentation, and I know that feeling comfortable and elegant in my own skin had a lot to do with it. Here's a fun fact for you. Natural fabrics like silk and cotton can breathe up to 5 times better than polyester, which helps regulate your body temperature and keeps you comfortable all day long. A blouse with good drape will never betray your figure. It will skim over your body, gracefully moving with you and hinting at your shape without clinging. Stiff fabric, on the other hand, is the enemy of softness. It creates boxy, unflattering lines and can make you look rigid and older. So next time you're shopping, do me a favor. Close your eyes for a second and just feel the fabric. Does it feel like it wants to move with you? Trust your touch. And finally, our third golden key, the one that brings the energy and personality. The print, color, and contrast. This is the vibe setter. Color isn't just something you see, it's something you feel. It can instantly light up your face, or it can completely drain the life from it. So let me ask you, have you found your power color yet? You know, that one color that makes you feel incredible the moment you put it on? The one that makes people say, wow, you look amazing today. It took me forever to find mine. For years, my closet was a sea of black. I thought it was slimming, sophisticated, you know the drill. But honestly, looking back at pictures, it was just making me look tired. Washed out. Then, on a whim, I tried on this blouse in a deep, emerald green. And it was like, boom. My eyes popped, my skin looked brighter. I felt alive. It completely changed how I saw myself. It's like the legendary Coco Chanel said, the best color in the whole world is the one that looks good on you. Finding the colors that work with your skin undertone, whether it's warm or cool, is the ultimate youth-boosting secret. Soft pastels, rich jewel tones, or warm, earthy neutrals will always be a better friend to mature skin than harsh, draining colors. And when it comes to prints, think of them as the story you want to tell. Do you want that story to be modern and chic, or dated and frumpy? Stay away from those oversized, busy floral prints with harsh, high-contrast colors. Think about it. A jarring black and white geometric pattern can be really harsh and can actually draw attention to fine lines. But a softer print, with beautiful shades of blues and greens that just blend together, so much more elegant and forgiving. A low-contrast print is always more sophisticated. It lets people see you first, not the blouse. So there you have it. Your 3-second scan, neckline and sleeves, fabric and drape, and print and color. This isn't just about avoiding fashion mistakes. This is about taking control, about using your clothes to express your confidence and your timeless style. This is how you make sure every single blouse in your closet is a celebration of the amazing woman you are today. Now that you have these 3 golden keys, let's use them to unlock the secrets of your closet and identify those specific blouses that might be holding you back, starting with the number 1 silent offender. Alright, let's dive right in. Now that you have the 3-second scan in your back pocket, we're going on a little mission into your closet. We're looking for the silent culprits, the blouses that are secretly adding years to your look without you even realizing it. These are the most common mistakes I see, and the good news is, they are so easy to fix. Let's start with offender number 1, and trust me, it's a big one. The super restrictive, high neck blouse. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? It's that stiff turtleneck, that button-up shirt choked all the way to the top, or any blouse made from a thick, unforgiving fabric that completely covers your neck and arms. On the hanger, they might look sophisticated and serious. But in reality, they're doing the exact opposite. Here's the deal. These high necklines create a harsh, solid block of fabric right under your chin. They visually shorten your neck, they create shadows that can actually emphasize jowls or fine lines, and honestly, they just make you look severe and unapproachable. Have you ever had that feeling? Like your clothes are wearing you, instead of the other way around? I have a dear friend, Linda. For years, her signature look for work was a crisp, white shirt, buttoned all the way up. She thought it was classic, powerful. One day we were looking at photos from a work event and she just sighed and said, "My gosh, I look so stern. So serious." She felt like her own style was putting her in a box, making her seem older and less vibrant than she really is. The next week, I convinced her to try a simple V-neck silk blouse for a meeting. The change was instant. It opened up her entire look, it made her neck look long and graceful, and she told me later she felt more confident and relaxed than she had in years. She said she felt like she could finally breathe. It was a total transformation, not just in her style, but in her whole energy. So what's the easy fix? Let your neckline breathe. The V-neck is your absolute best friend. It's a never-fails, universally flattering cut that draws the eye downward, creating a longer, leaner line. A soft scoop neck or a classic boat neck that shows off your collarbones is also incredibly elegant. That little bit of open space brings light to your face and instantly makes you look fresher. And if it's chilly, don't reach for the turtleneck. Grab a gorgeous silk scarf or a soft cashmere wrap to pair with your open neckline. It's 1,000 times more chic. So here's my challenge for you. Go to your closet, find a button-up shirt, and just unbutton one more button than you normally would. Just try it. Stand in front of the mirror and see how it opens everything up. It's a tiny change that makes a huge difference, I promise. Okay, let's move on to offender number 2. This one is about blouses that have way too much going on. I'm talking about the outdated, heavy embroidery blouse. You know the one. It's probably been in your closet for a while. It has that thick, chunky, often shiny embroidery all over the chest or shoulders. The fabric is usually stiff, it adds bulk right where we don't need it, and it just screams, dated. Do you have one of those? Something that feels more like a folk art piece than a chic, modern top? The problem isn't the idea of embroidery itself, it's the execution. That heavy, old-fashioned style weighs you down, both visually and stylistically. It's like what the brilliant architect Mies van der Rohe famously said, "Less is more." That is a masterclass in design, and it absolutely applies to the details on our clothes as we get older. I once worked with a wonderful client who had a closet full of these heavily embroidered tops. She loved the idea of them, but admitted they always made her feel a little bit frumpy. So, we did a swap. We replaced them with blouses that had just a tiny, delicate embroidered detail along the collar, or even better, a simple top in a beautiful, lightweight print. She couldn't believe the difference. She told me, "I feel so much lighter. It's like I'm wearing a whisper of detail, not shouting it." So, instead of that heavy, old-school embroidery, think modern texture or elegant print. Look for blouses with delicate pin tucks, a subtle tone-on-tone pattern, or a gorgeous, sophisticated print like a soft watercolor or an abstract brushstroke. It gives you that special touch of personality and detail without adding a single day to your look. Alright, our third and final culprit for today. This one is tricky because it pretends to be your friend. I'm talking about the fussy, over-the-top ruffle blouse. Ah, ruffles. They promise to be feminine and romantic, but oh boy, can they be a trap. The problem isn't a single, elegant ruffle. It's those blouses that are covered in tiny, crinkly, endless ruffles that just add visual clutter and volume everywhere. Let's be real, have you ever bought a ruffled blouse hoping to look chic and romantic, but ended up feeling like you were accidentally wearing your granddaughter's party dress? Here's why it doesn't work. A great outfit needs a focal point. When you have ruffles on the collar, down the front, on the cuffs, the eye gets confused. It's visual chaos. And all that extra fabric, especially around the bust and shoulders, can make you look wider and hide your shape. A client of mine used to love these blouses. She thought they were feminine, but they were actually making her look boxy. We switched her to a blouse with one single, beautiful, cascading ruffle that flowed diagonally down the front. Oh my gosh, it was so chic, so architectural. It created a long, lean line and looked incredibly sophisticated. So, the solution is to ditch the fussy little frills and look for one, single, structured ruffle. Think of it as an intentional design element, not just decoration. Or even better, explore the beautiful world of elegant draping and pleating. A beautifully draped cowl neck, or some sharp knife pleats can give you that movement and texture in a much more sophisticated, grown-up way. And please, make sure the fabric has some quality to it. A limp ruffle is a sad ruffle. You want a fabric with enough body to make that detail look expensive and chic. So we've learned to open up our necklines, lighten up the heavy details, and streamline the frills. Now that we've cleared away the clutter, let's talk about how to add back beauty and personality in a truly sophisticated way, starting with one of the most beautiful but trickiest fabrics of all, lace. Alright, we've cleared out the clutter. We've said goodbye to the fussy ruffles and the stuffy necklines. Now, let's talk about how to add back beauty and personality, but in a smart, sophisticated way. Let's start with one of the most romantic, but also one of the trickiest fabrics out there, lace. This brings us to blouse mistake number 4. The wrong kind of lace. Now, I'm not talking about beautiful, delicate, expensive-looking lace. I'm talking about its evil twin. That stiff, scratchy, polyester lace that looks like a doily from a dusty old coffee table. It's thick, it's heavy, it adds bulk, and frankly, it can look matronly in a hot second. That kind of lace, especially when it's a whole blouse made of it, can make your upper body look boxy and shapeless. And that shiny, synthetic finish? It just looks cheap and it adds years. Let me ask you, have you ever shied away from wearing lace because you were afraid it would look, well, a little old-fashioned? Or maybe a little too, try hard. You're not alone. That's a real fear for so many of us, because we want to look elegant and alluring, not like we're trying to relive our 20s. Our beauty now is about sophistication and quiet confidence, not loud statements. I had a wonderful client, a fabulous woman in her 60s, who loved lace. But she was always buying these full lace tops made of that stiff, shiny material. One day, I had her try on a simple, beautiful silk blouse. The only detail was a delicate edge of soft, eyelash lace along the cuffs. It was a complete revelation. She looked so incredibly chic, so modern, and just the right amount of feminine. She said something I'll never forget. Lace is like fine salt. A tiny pinch elevates the entire dish, but too much ruins it. Isn't that perfect? If you think about the most beautiful lace in the world, like Chantilly lace from France, it's treasured for being incredibly fine and light. The beauty is in the artistry, not the heaviness. So here's how you get lace right. Rule number 1. Use lace as an accent, not the main event. Think of it as jewelry for your blouse. A little touch on a sleeve, a peekaboo detail at the neckline, that's all you need. Rule number 2. Quality over quantity. It is always better to have 1 inch of beautiful, soft cotton blend lace than an entire blouse made of cheap polyester. And rule number 3. Think about modern alternatives. A blouse with sheer chiffon sleeves can give you that same romantic, delicate feeling in a much more current and sophisticated way. Or try one of those beautiful camisole-style blouses with just a little lace trim at the top, layered under a blazer. So elegant. Okay, moving on from the texture of lace to the personality of prints. This is blouse mistake number 5. The dated, draining print. You know exactly the print I'm talking about. It's those large-scale, dusty floral prints, often on a dark, dreary background. The kind of print you'd expect to see on a sofa from the 1980s. They can be so heavy, so drab, and they literally suck the light and life right out of your face, making you look tired and sallow. A bad print, especially one with harsh, clashing colors, can be just as aging as a bad neckline. Take a quick mental scan of your closet right now. Do you have a printed blouse that you want to love, but every time you put it on, you just feel blah? I have a dear friend, a brilliant retired professor who is one of the most vibrant people I know. But for years, her closet was full of these very traditional, sensible, floral blouses in colors like brown and maroon. She thought they were appropriate for her age. But honestly, they were hiding her sparkle. One day I talked her into trying a blouse with a more abstract, watercolor-style print in a beautiful soft blue. The transformation was incredible. Her blue eyes sparkled, her skin glowed, she looked radiant, modern, and 10 years younger. It just proves what the legendary Coco Chanel always said: the best color in the whole world is the one that looks good on you. And that goes for the colors in your prints, too. So here is your new playbook for prints. First, find your power palette. If you have warm skin tones, look for prints with corals, olives, and warm golds. If you have cool undertones, lean into blues, lavenders, and silvery grays. Second, go for low contrast prints. This is a huge secret for looking sophisticated. Look for prints where the colors are in the same family and blend together harmoniously. It's so much more chic than a loud, jarring print where the colors are fighting each other. Third, update your motifs. Swap the big, old-fashioned cabbage roses for something more current. Think modern geometrics, elegant paisleys, abstract brushstrokes, or even a chic, subtle animal print. And a final pro tip. If you're wearing a statement print on top, keep your pants or skirt simple and solid. Let the blouse be the star of the show. So, we've learned how to choose beautiful lace as a delicate accent and how to choose prints that actually bring us to life. But none of that matters if the foundation isn't right. And the foundation of any great blouse, the thing that makes it feel as good as it looks, comes down to one crucial thing: the fabric itself. Alright, we've talked about the details you can see, the lace, the prints. But now, we need to talk about something you can feel. Something that is the absolute foundation of any elegant blouse, and it's the number one thing that separates a cheap-looking top from an expensive-looking one. This is blouse mistake number 6. The silent style killer: stiff, cheap fabric. This is one of the most invisible mistakes, but it has the biggest impact. We get so focused on the cut or the color that we forget to pay attention to the material itself. I'm talking about fabric that feels stiff as a board, scratchy against your skin, or has that cheap, artificial shine of low-quality polyester. You know exactly the kind I mean. That stiff fabric doesn't move with you. It doesn't drape over your body. It just sits there. It creates harsh, unforgiving lines and can make you look rigid and, frankly, much older. Even worse, those cheap fabrics fall apart. They start pilling, they lose their shape, they fade after just a few washes. You end up with a blouse that looks worn out and uncared for, even if it's new. But let's talk about something more important than just how it looks. Let me ask you a personal question. How do you feel when you're wearing something that feels cheap? Not just inexpensive, but cheap. Doesn't it just chip away at your confidence? Make you feel a little less worthy? Listen to me. At this stage in our lives, we are done with disposable. We've earned the right to feel good in our own skin. We've earned the right to comfort and a little bit of luxury. Our clothes should feel like a reward, a little hug we give ourselves every single day, not a punishment we have to endure. I once worked with a client, a very successful retired executive named Helen. She was always on the go and had fallen into the habit of buying fast fashion blouses because it was quick and easy. But she told me she felt frazzled and unprofessional in them. They were always wrinkled, they felt scratchy, and they didn't reflect the powerful, accomplished woman she was. So, we did a closet overhaul. We got rid of all the scratchy polyester and replaced them with just a few, high-quality pieces. A beautiful silk blouse, a soft viscose top, a premium linen blend. The change in her was incredible. She stood up taller. She smiled more. She told me, "It feels like I'm finally dressing the woman I've worked my whole life to become." She wasn't just upgrading her wardrobe, she was upgrading how she saw herself. So, what should you be looking for? Think of this as an investment in your daily happiness. First, there's silk. It's the queen for a reason. It's the ultimate quiet luxury. It glides over the skin, it has a beautiful, subtle luster that makes you glow, and it's a natural fiber that breathes with you. Then there's viscose, or rayon. This is the smart, savvy choice. It's made from plant sources, and it has a beautiful drape that's very similar to silk, but it's often more affordable and easier to care for. It's the workhorse of a chic woman's wardrobe. And of course, high-quality cotton and linen. They offer an effortless, breezy elegance that's just timeless. Look for blends, like a linen viscose blend, which will give you that beautiful texture without all the high-maintenance wrinkling. Here's a little stylist secret I want you to use from now on. I call it the hand test. Before you even look at the price tag, grab a handful of the fabric. Squeeze it, then let it go. Does it fall back into soft, fluid folds? Or does it stay a wrinkled, stiff mess? The fabric will tell you its secrets every single time. Trust your touch. Okay, so now you have a blouse with a perfect neckline, beautiful, subtle details, and it's made from a fabric that feels like a dream. You are 90% of the way to a perfect look. But there is one final piece to this puzzle that can make or break everything. And that is simply where the blouse ends. Let's talk about the magic of proportion. Alright, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. We have a blouse with a flattering neckline, beautiful details, and it's made from a gorgeous fabric that feels amazing. We are so close. But there's one last detail that can make or break the entire look, and it's so simple, we often overlook it. It's where the blouse ends. Let's talk about the power of proportion. This brings us to our seventh and final blouse mistake. Getting the length all wrong. This is a big one, and it goes both ways. First, let's talk about the one we're all guilty of. The blouse that's too long. I'm talking about those tunic tops that cover your entire backside, and then some. Now, I know why we wear them. We've got a little something around the middle, a little softness we'd rather not put on display, so we grab a long, flowy top to cover it all up. Sound familiar? But here's the hard truth I need you to hear. Those super long tops are usually making you look bigger and shorter, not slimmer. They completely erase your waistline, they create a single, long, boxy shape from your shoulders to your thighs, and they visually chop your legs in half. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the blouse that's too short. Let's be frank. At this stage of our lives, a top that barely hits the waistband of our pants is rarely the most elegant choice. It can look like you're trying too hard to look young, and it's incredibly unforgiving around the midsection. We're aiming for sophisticated and chic, not ill-fitting. So, be honest with me. How many of you have a closet full of long tunic tops that you bought specifically to hide in? It's okay, we've all been there. But what if I told you that hiding is actually sabotaging your style and your shape? The goal isn't to hide. The goal is to flatter. I have a wonderful friend, Margaret, a retired teacher with an amazing, vibrant personality. But for years, her go-to uniform was a long tunic top over slim pants. She thought it was her only option to feel comfortable. But the tunics were completely hiding her figure and making her legs look so much shorter. One day, I finally got her into a dressing room and had her try on a simple blouse that ended right at her hip bone. Her first reaction was panic. But then, I showed her that little stylist's secret, the front tuck. She just tucked a small piece of the front of the blouse into her pants. She looked in the mirror, and her jaw literally dropped. All of a sudden, she had a waist. Her legs looked a mile long. She looked polished, modern, and unbelievably chic. She said to me, "I cannot believe I spent 10 years hiding inside a tent. This is a total game changer. Here's why it works, and it's not magic, it's art. It's a classic design principle called the rule of thirds. Your eye finds it most pleasing when things are divided into thirds. The most flattering outfits often create a 1/3 to 2/3 proportion. A long tunic chops your body right in half, a 50-50 split, which is the least dynamic and flattering proportion there is. By bringing that hemline up, you create that beautiful 1/3 top, 2/3 bottom ratio that makes you look taller and leaner. So, where is this magic spot? For most of us, the sweet spot for a blouse hem is right around your hip bone. But the real secret weapon, the trick that every stylish woman knows, is the front tuck. It defines your waist without the commitment of tucking your shirt in all the way. It creates a beautiful diagonal line that is incredibly slimming, and it instantly makes your legs look longer. It's the fastest way to look polished and effortlessly cool. And just like that, you've mastered the final piece of the style puzzle, proportion. Do you see what we've done here? It was never about needing a different body or wishing we were a different age. It was simply about learning the rules of the game. It's about using style as a tool to celebrate the incredible, confident woman you are right now. Alright, my beautiful friends. We have come to the end of our video today, but I truly believe we are at the very beginning of your next amazing style chapter. Together, we went through your closet and we called out those 7 silent style saboteurs that were secretly adding years to your look. But more importantly, for every single one, we found a powerful, elegant replacement that will make you feel confident, radiant, and full of life. But more than just the specific tips, I hope you walk away from this with a few powerful reminders, some new truths about style and confidence. First, remember that choosing your outfit every morning is not a chore. It is an act of self-love. When you choose a blouse that makes you glow, you are telling the world, "I value myself. I am worth it." Second, age is not a sunset. It is the brilliant sunrise of a new kind of beauty. A beauty that is deep, wise, and earned. Every line on your face is a roadmap of a life well lived. Your style should be a proud celebration of that incredible journey. Third, remember that expensive clothes might buy you attention, but it's your confidence that earns you admiration. Your clothes are the tools, but your confidence, that is your real superpower. And finally, you are the creative director of your own life. Your closet is your toolkit. You know better than anyone what makes you feel amazing. Trust that instinct. So here is your homework. After this video ends, I want you to walk to the nearest mirror. I want you to look at that incredible woman staring back at you. Look at everything she's been through, everything she's accomplished. And I want you to smile at her. And then, I want you to say this out loud, with your whole heart. I love what I see. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Your support means the world to me. If this video helped you, please hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And please, share this video with another amazing woman in your life who deserves to feel fabulous. Because we all deserve to shine. And listen, choosing the perfect blouse is an amazing first step, but it's only half the battle. Because even the most beautiful blouse in the world can be completely ruined if it's paired with the wrong items. So, if you are truly serious about creating a head-to-toe style that makes people say wow, then my next video on the "Stop Dressing Like This Over 50. Instantly update your fashion trends" is the essential next piece of the puzzle you absolutely cannot miss. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because you are not going to want to miss this one. Until then, stay stylish, and I'll see you in the next video.